Sarah, your car is incredibly well lit. What is your secret?
It's even brighter than Jillian's car.
Just keep like 5 cell phones in here at all times.
Right, just everywhere. Cheap lighting. So
on the edge of our seat to find out about how to be single.
So I was the guy who got stood up.
Stood up in a movie called How to Be Single.
Of all fucking movies.
I love you, Adam. It's okay. I know. But yeah, I kind of found it ironic that the married guy was in a movie theater without a date for the movie How to Be Single.
Were you the only one there who was by himself?
Yeah.
So someone probably looked over, saw like you have a wedding ring, was like, whoa, I wonder if there's a story there. Like,
The future. Oh no.
she's at Deadpool.
She probably is, goddammit. No. Knowing my wife, she's like, I kind of wanted to go see it. Like, what? No.
Well, you're seeing Deadpool this weekend, aren't you?
That's the plan, yeah.
I remember that because others have been like, dude, just come in here and see Deadpool.
Right.
I could have been like,
do that.
you know what, go see Zoolander 2, man.
No, I think I was alright seeing this movie as opposed to Zoolander 2. It sounds like it's not doing that great, but...
I'll be seeing it in a couple of days.
Yeah, so the movie is How to Be Single. Yet another one of those little ensemble comedies in the vein of what to expect when you're expecting. Was it Happy New Year, Valentine's Day, those type of things.
So it's... The trailer made... Do you remember that movie, That Awkward Moment with Zac Efron and Michael B. Jordan?
The one that was just kind of in and out, and everybody forgot about it, except for you.
Because I was there that night. Like, me and Carrie are the only people who saw it.
I remember with exact clarity the standee they had for that movie for the movie theater, because it was just like right here in their faces, and they'd add like sparkles to Zac Efron's eyes, and he was just like,
and it was like
dog.
that awkward moment when things that aren't actually in the movie. The trailer to me looked, because that movie was about, it was a group of friends and they all agree to be single until something I can't remember. It was a very was the movie anything like
Didn't
that?
one of them get married? Or was
one of them was engaged, maybe.
Something.
I can't fucking remember.
Right? Obviously, it's stuck in your memory. No, this is more. Dakota Johnson's character is in a relationship all throughout college, and then, as they're getting ready to leave college, she tells her boyfriend that she wants to take a break to figure out who she is. Because I've never not been in a relationship. I've always been with somebody, whether it be living with my parents or living in a dorm and now living with you. She's like, so I want to kind of take a break and find out who I am. And the boyfriend's like, I don't want to do that. I know who I am. I'm with you. I want to be with you. And she doesn't. He's like, this is a breakup. And she's like, no, this is just some time apart. He's like, there's no such thing as time apart. Which ends up being the case. So she moves to New York City, becomes a paralegal, and that's where she meets Rebel Wilson's character, Robin, who's just as fucking crazy in this movie as she is in every other movie. She plays Rebel Wilson. And God bless her, because she does such a great job of this. It seems like I'm going to get shit for this, but I'm going to Melissa McCarthy on this one. So
I was just thinking, I wonder what the difference in Irving's mind in the fat girl shtick between Rebel Wilson and Melissa McCarthy that makes
because
so
they don't make it in spite with Rebel Wilson. It's not we're making fun of you so people get a laugh. Mm-hmm. With Rebel Wilson, it's always self-deprecating. She's the first one to do it. In her movie, she does. Nobody's ever making fun of her because she's fat. She's always, oh yeah, I'm fat, but it doesn't matter. Melissa McCarthy, for a long time, were in those roles where this movie is designed to make you laugh because she's fat, but she's not in on it. Rebel Wilson is totally in on everything she does. You mean
like in I didn't see the movie, but like in the trailers for Tammy, where she's having trouble getting up over the counter at the fast food joint.
Yeah, or like it wasn't this way in Spy, but the way the preview made it look, where she jumped the moped and she was so fat that it made it drag in the concrete.
The poster was that. Yeah. The poster was like she falls and the ground has broken.
Now, the nice thing is they've gotten away with that away from that with Melissa McCarthy, which is very nice because the more recent stuff that I've seen with her, I'm actually not. I'm like, okay, she's funny, but they're not picking fun at her, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So Spy was really good.
That's what I have not seen Spy, but I heard good things about it. So, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to Ghostbusters. I think she's gonna play straight funny, and I think she's fantastic when she does that.
They're bringing back Gilmore Girls, so I hope
she's not gonna be in it.
Bullshit.
They asked her, she said no.
Well, there's conflicting stories.
Oh, really?
She's saying they didn't ask her. So I don't know. It's conflicting stories, but more than likely,
like a lot of drama.
My guess is they probably didn't ask her because of where she's at in her career versus what the fuck is Alexis Bledel doing right now. she was sitting by her phone waiting for this call. Melissa McCarthy's like, fuck it, I got this movie and I got Ghostbusters. I'm good. I got the next one, The Boss. There was some funny stuff in that. I'll admit it.
I don't know, because I didn't think the trailers for Spy were all that great, but I liked the movie a lot.
Yeah, the trailer seemed kind of weird, but it was. But like you said, it get good reviews, and you guys liked it, so I will eventually watch it. You just liked it because the state. Goddamn.
Oh yeah, that was worth it. That was worth the ticket price alone.
I knew that was coming.
But no, Statham aside, the rest of the movie is really.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like goddamn, this is a piece of shit, but then Statham shows up. No, it was thoroughly enjoyable.
But yeah, so I mean, it's back to this movie since we've delved into Melissa McCarthy for way too fucking. How to be single. So, Rebel Wilson is a kind of party girl incarnate. So she takes Dakota Johnson's character out, shows her the ropes, and has her hook up with this bartender that then she may have slept with. She can't remember. But Rebel Wilson's character basically exists to say vulgar stuff, get drunk, bring in weird guys, and wonder if she slept with them or not. But
that's not
bad.
the Rebel Wilson I know.
All right, yeah. So in combining a different paralleling story, there's Alison Brie's character, who is a single woman who's got 10 different online dating profiles, and she's got an algorithm to try and find the right guy. She lives above the bar. Tom's bar is so the character Tom is the one that Dakota Johnson hooks up with.
Who plays him?
The guy from Workaholics. I think that's who it is.
Oh, the skinny guy.
God damn it. Hang on.
No!
In the interest of full disclosure.
Because I want to know. My phone.
There's long-haired guy who was in fucking Scout's Guide. And Dope, that was good.
Oh, yeah, I want to see Dope again.
There's,
Anders Holm.
Oh.
Anders Holm.
Gotcha.
That one.
Oh, okay.
That guy. That guy, right there.
Who's in this video with us?
And I
Look, we just ran
hold them up
into
for the entire thing.
in the lobby. Talk,
I'm such a dick. Where are you hiding the Jews? No.
What?
Rebel Wilson makes a Jew joke. Rebel Wilson makes a Jew joke.
I knew I was sending you the right movie.
No, but she's like, there's this guy, and there's the Jewish guy. And she goes, I'm just kidding. They're all Jewish. At the law firm, the partners. And I was like, sounds like me. So anyway,
I'm all Jewish.
I'm
100% kosher. No. So this Tom guy is a ladies' man, perpetually single, always sleeping around, doesn't open himself up. He goes so far as to take Dakota Johnson under his wing to teach her kind of the rules that guys do, like sleeping and sleeping around and everything. And he's talking about telling the truth no matter what. And she's like, well, so he opens his fridge and there's like
a head.
Beer. Good fucking God, I would hope this movie went into a really dark direction all of a sudden.
Turns out the way to be single is just to have a head in your fridge.
Keep body parts in your fridge.
I mean, Callie's great for oral, so just warm it up a little bit. Stick some hand warmers in the mouth.
I've seen that Ryan Reynolds movie. That was The Voices. He was single through most of that.
Oh, god damn it. So yeah, he opens his fridge and there's not a head. That would have been weird, but I'd have been like, all right, balls. So he finds balls. So she's got like random shit you'd say if you were perpetually single. There's nothing to make food. It's like chocolate syrup and beer, and I'm like, stuff you would need if you were gonna have a freaky sexual encounter, but not to eat food. He's like, see, what is not in this fridge? And she's like, I don't know. He's like, stuff to make breakfast. He's like, that way she has to go somewhere. You don't see any water in here. Hungover chicks have to leave to survive. And she's like, well, this New York City has this wonderful thing called a sewer system and a water system. You can get water out of the tap. He's like, yes, you could. But how would you drink water? Opens up all his cabinets, all closed, without anything to drink it in. And she takes his like Barbasol can, takes off the lid, and she goes, instant glass. And he goes, well, how are you going to get water? Turns off the tap, nothing. When the thing's broke. And she's like, you are such a freak. She's like, don't you ever want to drink yourself? He's like, yeah, sometimes. So he goes back to his bedroom, and there's like this nightstand. He hits a button, and it pops out this little mini fridge disguised in there. She's like, oh, you're good. It's just this escalating on top of each other, trying to one-up each other. And so they end up becoming friends and hanging out. And
so why wouldn't you ever?
Well, he's kind of a psychopath.
It was her first sexual encounter after her boyfriend and her broke up. So she was kind of, I mean, he wasn't like a jerk about it. Mm-hmm. He just was completely honest and was like, I don't get into relationships. I have sex. It's fun. I like it. I enjoy it. He's like, but he doesn't try and like seduce women when they don't want it. You know what I mean? He's not a rapey type of guy. I
feel like yeah, he's being honest with Dakota Johnson, but like the previous girls, that's a super passive aggressive way of getting them out of his house. I mean, why didn't he just be like, I don't do relationships, one and done, bye-bye, ma'am. Here's a complimentary bottle of water on your way out.
This is a step up from Dakota Johnson's ex.
Yeah, that's true. He's just
Christian Grey.
beat her with a belt.
Like, honestly, yeah, I mean, all right.
Well, I think it's one of those things, too, that he finds women, he lets them know, mm-hmm. but in case they get those little urges later, like after the fact, go, oh, maybe
can't figure it out.
I don't know.
You know, women and their urges.
Guys, hey, no, wait a goddamn minute. Guys can get clingy too. I'm just saying, certain individuals, women and men, you can tell them something, they'll process it, but then eventually it just goes right out the window.
Mm-mm.
That's
when Violet tries getting too close to me, I just douse myself in Coors Light. Nope, stay away from me.
Break all the water pipes.
The sledgehammer.
So anyway, they make friends.
They become friends, yeah. The Dakota Johnson and this sexist guy. I mean, he is. But at least he admits it. Which I feel takes a little bit of the sting off. He knows what he is and he doesn't try and hide it. Hey, if you're open and honest, I mean, there's only so much you can do. This is terrible. This is so terrible. Anyway, so then it just becomes a movie about Rebel Wilson and Dakota Johnson hanging out. In the meantime, Dakota Johnson's staying with her sister, played by Leslie Mann, who's a, I think they're trying to give her a 30-something, late 30s, because Dakota Johnson's fresh out of college. Leslie Mann is the older sister, single, works at a New York hospital as a gynecologist. Never really wanted to have a career, or just a boyfriend, just wanted her career. She admits, she's like, I never really wanted to get into this with the family and the kids, because I felt like if you did that, you kind of had to sacrifice your career, and I didn't want to be tied up to a tiny balling terrorist, I think is what she said. I think that was the word she used, while she's helping a woman give birth. She goes, she's like, your body goes to shit, you're attached to this thing for years, and then the mother starts going, but my body's already, she's like, no, you're gonna be fine, it's just not for me, just not. And so she actually starts to get the urge, she actually wants to have a kid. So she goes online, does IVF with a sperm donor who she never meets. She's like, that works out better that way, because she's still she doesn't want a guy, but she wants to have that kid. She's starting to get the maternal urges.
Unfortunately, she's running a dinosaur park, and
when she's constantly wearing high heels, what the fuck, and running in them. I mean, what the fuck? No, just totally inappropriately dressed for a park with has dinosaurs. Totally needs to be in full camo guard, and just needs to be dressed for the environment. Be prepared for anything to happen, not dressed in a skirt and
But a guy who hates her guts and just gloms on.
Wow, this is going all over the fucking place.
He doesn't keep water in his apartment, and he's all like, dinosaurs need to hunt.
Yeah.
Frigid bitch.
Now I'm kind of wondering which movie was more sexist. That's oh shit. So anyway, she ends up getting pregnant, and Dakota Johnson's character keeps having difficulties, and she's weird. Mm-hmm. She's really weird because she's not used to this whole single thing. She doesn't know what to say, what to do. So she goes to an alumni meeting and meets up with Damon Wayans Jr., who is a building constructor, and he owns the building that she works across from. And so they end up talking, hanging out, then they leave. And then a few months later, it's around Christmas time, they pass each other on the street. After she in the meantime, oh, this is going all over the place. In the meantime, she keeps running into her ex, who, the first time they meet up, they go to the place they always enjoyed, like pancakes and mimosas and shit like that. Stuff that yuppie fucks like.
Pancakes are delicious.
Mimosas on 8 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday? Fuck off.
That's a Friday morning drink.
You're a fucking paralegal. Act like it. Have some fucking professional class. Don't get drunk before you go to work. Jesus.
You tell her.
God damn it. Some of us like our jobs. Not me, but no. Wow.
There's truth just bubbled up.
Anyway, come to find out, between the time they are separated, when she thinks they're getting back together. She calls him to say, hey, I'm done doing this alone thing. I've done what I needed to do. And he's like, I'm seeing someone. Mm-hmm. So he totally just like, sorry. This was your alone thing. What did you think was going to happen? And he's like, I didn't expect it to happen, but I found someone. Mm-hmm. So they get invited to his Christmas party with his girlfriend. And she's like, well, I think it's really cool that your girlfriend is okay with me coming over. And he's like, well, I kind of told her you're my cousin.
No, I still said we fuck. I said we were related.
Right. It's an Oregon thing. You wouldn't know that. So she gets upset when she sees him dancing and making out and whatnot. So she leaves, and that's where she meets up with Damon Wayans' character on the street, just by chance, because she wants to go see the Rockefeller tree, because nothing screams tourist like, let's go see the giant tree in the middle of in the fucking city. And we can ice skate afterwards. It's great now.
It'd be great if this was taking place in the same universe as Let's Be Cops. He's the same character. She just runs into him and Jake Johnson, like, tripping people in the middle of the street.
So they end up... He takes her to one of his buildings, and it's all, like... It's still under construction, so there's, like, construction items everywhere. There's plastic up. She's like, I just am not realizing that I let a stranger take me to this secluded location. She's like, so if you're gonna Dexter me, just do it quick. And she's like, close your eyes. And she's like, okay, goodbye. And so he pulls aside these like big plastic drapes, and she's like, is that the biggest shower curtain ever or something? And he's like, is that duct tape? Is it duct tape or is it duct tape? She's like, I never knew. So
just listen to some sweet 90s stand-up that day. And what's the deal with airline peanuts?
Pretty much. So he finally gets all the plastic down, and there on this big picture window is the Rockefeller tree from about 15 stories up. Mm-hmm. So they start to talking, and they end up kissing, and they start a relationship. And then fast forward 3 months later, that's exactly what it does. They kiss. Screen goes black 3 months later. That's how this thing forwards time a lot. That's how it started with they don't show her relationship with her ex at all. They show them meeting because she is in her dorm, drops her towel. He comes running up. He's like, oh God, wraps his towel around her, and he's butt-ass naked. He's like, I didn't think this through. And then screen goes black 4 years later. Literally, no exploration of this relationship
4 years
whatsoever.
Later, they're still standing in the hallway, like, chirp.
Yeah, I kind of almost expected that, but yeah, no. 4 years later, and that's when they split. And so anyway, fast forwards to this relationship 3 months later, and she starts singing "Can't Take My Eyes Off You," the Frankie Valli song, because he's got a little girl, and she starts singing it. So they start singing in unison, and he gets visibly agitated, takes her outside. And then it comes to find out he had a wife, didn't divorce her, she fucking died. That doesn't ever get explored. Mm-hmm. She just naturally assumes that he divorced. And he didn't tell her that his wife had died. Uh-huh. She found out from the doorman, apparently. Because this is how everything exposition explained in this movie. Someone else tells her something, and then she talks about it. It's like, fuck. you could have fleshed this out a bit more instead of going 3 months later. Because you maybe had like a tiny 5-minute scene where she passes the doorman or something. I mean, you can flesh this shit out.
2.5 months later, walks past doorman. Oh, his wife is dead.
1 year later, they're all the Fantastic Four.
I mean, is there something other than...
the doorman was Stanley, I forgot to mention.
Yeah. This movie has a problem with explaining plot points as things are ending. It's like, well, that'd have been nice to know when you started. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know he was guard. Like, that's how you find out this guy's guarded and doesn't tell her anything. I'm like, you don't tell me anything. You just start out there, okay, their relationship is over. Time to move on. What the fuck? That's not how you tell a story. At least not if you want me to get emotionally invested in characters. Fuck! You can't just show me a character and then 3 months later go, oh, you remember this character? Yeah, they're breaking up. See ya. What the fuck? They're throwaways.
So did Rebel Wilson end up with a psychopath?
No, she doesn't ever end up with anybody.
Yeah.
Either with a title like that, no one should end up with anybody.
Have to be eventually set up with someone by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then Allison, in the meantime, the other part with like Alison Brie's character, Tom is actually starting to fall for her. And he's starting to have feelings for her, and he's like...
Oh, Tom the psychopath.
Tom, he's not a psychopath. He's just a bar owner. He stays out late. He finds drunk women, and he does nasty things to them.
He hides his water behind a secret panel in his bedroom.
Well, maybe his water's poison.
Slightly psychopathic.
I don't know, sociopathic, yes.
The three signifiers is wetting the bed, torturing animals, and hiding water.
I know that. That's good to know. Anyway, he's...
Squirreling it away like a raccoon.
He starts to get feelings for her, and she's going through all these different guys who... She's very, very clingy. she's talking long-term plans really early in a relationship. She drives guys away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he starts to have feelings for her. She meets a guy, George, when she has this just breakdown. She starts reading this kid's book to him. And to these children, she volunteers at a bookstore. And she's reading to these kids about this princess. And the last page is ripped out. And they're like, how's the story end? And she starts going to this tirade about how she finds out the guy is sleeping with somebody else. And... And she goes, so all this time you spent emotionally, all the time you spent on makeup and blowouts, you think this is my real hair? And she starts pulling out some fake hair in front of these kids, and they're just going, and she's like, and Spanx, you see these? He's like, why would you even bother this? Because eventually they're just going to have to see you with all your dumplings, and there's no point. She starts trying to cut them with some like little kitty scissors. And this guy's like, she's like, why are these scissors not working? He's like, well, if your Spanx were made of construction paper, they would. So she starts dating that guy. Because he's like, that was creepy, and you scared the kids, and you worried the parents, but it was kind of awesome. He got turned on by it, so they start dating. Well, they end up getting engaged. And so Tom decides he's going to tell her that he wants to be with her. And then she starts going, I want to be with you too. And then we can have kids, and we can get married, and we can do this and do that. And he's like, okay, let's just take this a little bit slow. And she's like, and then she goes, yeah, I'm totally fucking with you. And then here comes the fiance going, oh my God, you could totally see his heart breaking right there. Like that was totally joking. And so basically, she does the same thing to him that he does to all the other women. And kind of crushes him. And it's kind of sad to watch. I don't know. Maybe from a woman's perspective, like, you dirty man, you get what you did.
Well, while you were talking, I realized the other despicable thing about the whole water hiding.
Oh, God, here we go.
And that is that it presupposes that every single woman that you bring home is going to be so drunk that she'll be hungover the next morning. So if you ever had one, like, in control of her faculties, she'd live in your house forever.
Maybe they're just simply thirsty the next morning. Like, they went to P.F. Chang's for dinner, got the hot and sour soup. That's salty as fuck. Just dehydrated.
Let's have sex while my mouth is so desiccated. Well, but then I'm definitely going to have to find some water.
I kind of assume that usually doesn't happen to him, because he's a bar owner. So I'm guessing that the majority of the women he sees in a late night setting are women that are at his bar.
Yeah, them 3 o'clock bitches.
Pretty much. So I'm assuming that he doesn't get a lot of women who are not hungover. Besides Dakota Johnson, they end up hanging out, and they have sex a few more times, but it's weird friend sex. It's the whole Elaine Jerry type deal, and he's telling her about Alison Brie's character. She's like, yeah, that's the magic, and she's the one who convinces him to kind of tell her how he feels, and then he gets shot down. So it's like, bitch. It's like, you totally hung me out there. And like, this is why I don't do this shit. So he ends up towards the end of the movie, he ends up turning his water back on. He's like, all right, I gotta let...
And then
growth.
Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes.
Wait, Alison Brie makes a great... She goes, that's the first little sprout coming out of the tiny little concrete jungle that is your heart. I was like, damn! She shut his ass down hard. And I don't know if she wasn't intentionally trying to do that. I think she still thought he was fucking with her too. So it was kind of like, wow, because he was such a jackass throughout the entire movie. She just naturally assumed that was what he was doing. She couldn't possibly believe that he was actually opening up to her.
Plus, he was propositioning an engaged woman.
It's emotional growth, Sarah.
Oh, my bad.
Just like when I stopped pouring Coors Light on myself around Violet.
Start just setting your clothes on fire and running at it.
Yeah, just douse myself in gasoline.
It is his fault. He should have done it sooner. And yeah, he was probably an engaged woman, but if we didn't take chances in this life, where would we be? And I give props to the man for actually growing a conscience and being like, I actually do like you. I don't want to just, you know. He starts to grow a fucking conscience. Okay, that's...
Like in your list of disqualifiers earlier, there was like torturing animals and wetting the bed.
I'm pretty sure his bed was pretty dry throughout the entire movie.
There's an actual list of 3 things that make you that are early indicators of being a sociopath.
Oh,
it's wetting the bed, torturing animals, and I can't remember what the 3rd one is.
Wait.
I never heard that before. So like when you said that, I was like, she said wetting the bed really fast.
I'm a sociopath. I'm not going to be storing heads in my freezer anytime soon.
What if the
sociopath and psychopath are 2 totally different things?
What if the guy wets the bed, but then he's like, I'm sorry, I just forgot to put on my diapers.
What if he pees on an animal?
Well,
that's just a fetish.
That's just...
People pay good money for that.
That's just revenge, because at some point an animal's peed on you.
Shit.
See how you like this, Chloe. Eat your garbage.
Wow, this is just chasing around.
I really did not expect this to go this way. But it's fine. That's good. So yeah, they break up, and then what happens? Fuck, I can't even remember anymore. No. So, in the end, Alison Brie and Leslie Mann's characters are the only ones who actually end up in relationships. Dakota Johnson ends up on the top of the Grand Canyon at New Year's, watching the sun come up, and confident in her aloneness and singleness. And the moral of the story is...
jumps off the Grand Canyon.
It faded black before that happened, but
that's after the credits.
Fade to black, lone gunshot.
Lands in Thelma and Louise's car.
Thud. So basically, the moral of this whole movie is, don't embrace being single so much that it takes you away from missing a good relationship. But when you have those moments to be single, embrace them for the moments that they can help you find yourself.
That makes sense. Who did Leslie Mann end up with? Like the sperm donor?
No.
Paul Rudd.
They don't really go anything.
Hey, Leslie.
Yeah.
No relationships are developed in this movie. It's a 20-something receptionist at Dakota Johnson's law office that, while she's still pregnant and hormonal, Leslie Mann sees him. He sees her. He's kind of attracted.
Oh, is that in the trailer where she asks him if he has like an old lady fetish or something?
Yes.
That's the guy from the guy who was with Olivia Wilde and Love the Coopers, the soldier guy.
Okay, yeah.
So that he pops in and out over the course of the movie, I think 5 times. It's something stupid like that. So they're in a relationship, but you never see it. And she's kind of crazy. And he calls her crazy. You shouldn't call a pregnant woman crazy. And he's like, I'm pretty sure you're crazy even when you're not pregnant. But he really likes her. And she likes him. And she doesn't tell him she's pregnant. He finds out when
the doorman tells him.
They actually confront. No, she's at a maternity store shopping for baby stuff. She got a little baby bump, and he walks by and sees her. And he's like, "What the fuck is this?" He's like, "I'm going to be a dad." She's like, "No, it's not yours." and she's like, "I just didn't think you'd want to be part of this relationship." And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "When I was 8, my Halloween costume was stay-at-home dad." He's like, "This is the jackpot." He's like, I would love to be a stay-at-home dad. And so she starts kind of pushing him away, and so he finally leaves. And at the very end of the movie, it's Alice's birthday. Rebel Wilson's character invites all of her former boyfriends, including the big one, the axe, to her birthday party on top of a building that serves as a bar or something. It's just crazy. Like, it's got to be $50,000. like this insane party. And I'm like, who the fuck is paying for this? What the fuck is going on? And so, Damon Wayans Jr.'s character apologizes for pushing her away, and saying that, you know, I just really didn't, you know, I guarded myself off emotionally, and it was wrong of me, and I'm sorry. So they become friends, and then Tom, they're friends. It's not a big deal. They never really talk at this party. And then the ex tries to sleep with her, saying he misses her and everything, and she's like, and they start making out, and they're getting ready to have sex. He's like, I don't know, with this whole engagement thing. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I got engaged. And she's like, can't believe you just let me make out with you when you're engaged. She's like, no, I just don't know if I want to go through with her or not. And so she finally goes, she's like, look, I know I said this a lot, but I'm ready to be alone. She's like, and I don't mean it just to say it. I'm going to be alone. And she walks out and leaves. Because the guy obviously is hung up on her. And for a long time, she's hung up on him. That's when the phrase, dick sand comes in. Like quicksand, but you get caught up on a guy's dick, I guess. I
hate it when that happens.
I will say this. This shit was written by a woman.
Uh-huh.
Which, yeah. Dick sand. Dick sand? Dick sand, really?
You have a problem with that?
Dick sand? I mean, it was funny because it came out of Rebel Wilson's mouth, but...
That's better than, like, because last weekend I had to watch a War Room again. A movie that's obviously written by two men. That gives the two women in the office lines like, it sure is hard being a woman. Like,
society.
You're supposed to duck. That way God can hit him in the head with a frying pan.
Oh, good God. But no, that's actually fine with me. It's a perfect viewpoint, and that's why I kind of get. It's a very sympathetic portrayal of Tom. It really is. I mean, yeah, he does some jerky things, but he's not doing it to intentionally hurt anyone. It's just who he is, and it's very sympathetic when you watch him kind of, you know, I want to be with you, and then he gets shut down. Yeah. But it's,
Fuck that dude.
But so, anyway.
I'm not that invested. I just, from what you've told me of the character, I'm glad that he didn't get the girl, man.
I don't think I'm describing.
Me too. It makes the title a lot.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't. Because it was, I mean, it was the way they were framing it. So it was kind of a curveball. But I mean, it was fine. I mean, he reaped what he sowed. And, so as she's leaving her birthday party, I was all upset because her ex is a douchebag. Her sister goes into labor. So Rebel Wilson, Dakota Johnson's character gets into a cab, and Rebel Wilson starts to drive. Rebel Wilson throws herself onto the cab. And she's like, take me to the hospital and I won't sue you. because Leslie Mann's in tow. And she's like, I'm a doctor, this is fine. Labor's like 26 hours. It's gonna be fine, it's alright. And then, boom, her water breaks. And apparently Rebel Wilson went to medical school because they get another cab, and so she's like between her legs going, you're about 10 centimeters dilated in the second part of pregnancy. And they look at her like, what? She's like, I went to medical school, does that surprise you? And they're like, yeah, kinda does.
Saw it coming.
So they get to the hospital. She has her baby. And Dakota Johnson's character calls the boyfriend of Leslie Mann. And they reconcile, end up getting together, and start raising the baby. And that's it. Yeah, Dakota Johnson starts training to climb the Grand Canyon because it's something she's always wanted to do. She wanted to do, I guess, there's this thing where a bunch of people hike up to the Grand Canyon on New Year's and watch the new year come in as the dawn comes over the mountains. I guess that's the thing. I didn't know. So that's what she does. And she throws out her wisdom about being single.
Would you recommend it?
There's enough funny... Like, there were legitimate times where I laughed in spite of myself and what I knew I was watching. So, there's some definitely funny scenes in it. I don't know if it's something you should go see in the theater.
Did it seem like the other people in the audience were into it at all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was laughter all around. There's enough, like, quippy one-liners and stuff that everybody... It garners a wide audience.
Were you sitting, like, in the very back? Or?
No, I was kind of in the middle.
You said it garners a wide audience or a white audience?
Wide. Well, yeah, it's kind of
both.
It kind of is a wide audience movie.
And that was a genuine question.
I think
he probably had the better...
They throw Damon Wayans Jr. in as a token, but yeah, no, this is about as white bread movie as it comes.
He probably had the better Wayans movie than we did.
Which one did you?
50 Shades of Black.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Pulls his balls out at one point to show how blue they are. And they're all like throbbing, and she's like, ah!
Mm-hmm.
That's the joke for that scene.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's still playing. Probably for another 5 minutes.
No.
Until they take that shit away.
Nope. I don't need to see any more balls. They have a weird thing about showing their balls, and I don't get it. They did that in fucking Scary Movie, too, with the gym teacher that was, they joked it was a man, and then she's got her skirt and her little balls.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
remember
about
that? That's their fucking thing. I know.
I remember the guy with the baby dick in, well, they say that in the movie.
God
He had a
damn it,
baby dick.
not when I'm drinking. I forget about that shit.
He had a micro penis.
Micro penis. Like Josh
There's
Hadley.
a micro penis in this, in the 50 Shades of Black, too.
Oh, yeah. There was the
fucking,
micro penis in 50 Shades of Black.
It's a theme with Wayne stuff. It's I don't
micro
know why.
penis.
Micro penis and balls. So,
God damn, 50 Shades of Black.
It wasn't a bad movie. It was
50 Shades of Black was very bad. Thank you.
Well, no.
It was so bad.
I would say How to Be Single is the best of these ensemble type things, like What to Expect When You're Expecting, New Year's, all that. And I would say, I don't know if that speaks highly of it or just how shitty those other movies are by comparison that raises it up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it. That's what I say. Would I ever see it again? If it was on TV, maybe. But it would have to be edited because there's some vulgar shit that comes out of Rebel Wilson's mouth, which I'd almost say catch it on Netflix. Don't watch an edited version because some of the funnier stuff is you're not going to get to see on TV because it will be edited.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's ever on Netflix and you got some time on your hands, give it a watch. And you can always stop it. But I feel like Dakota Johnson is an actual actress, as opposed to when I saw her in 50 Shades of Grey and she was just kind of wooden as fuck.
I thought she was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, she was adorable.
Okay, being on camera and going, I'm so young and innocent, is not the same thing as actually acting.
You're thinking of Bella Swan.
So fucking Bella. Yeah.
She was good in Black Mass.
I didn't get to see Black Mass, so that's but when I saw 50 Shades of Grey, I was like, this made me think she inherited the acting gene from her parents, and that's not the case. She's more Don Johnson than she is Melanie Griffith.
She played an awesome Sonny Crockett.
She kind of would. I think she would, but I might get shit for this too, but I don't think Melanie Griffith's a great actress.
That's because you never saw Viva Laughlin, my friend. That'll change your mind.
So...
Fucking Viva Laughlin.
How she's gotten Oscar,
Release the episodes. Release the remaining episodes.
Put a thing on like change.org.
Yeah.
But I think she can, after having watched this movie, I think she can actually act. Do I think she's going to do anything like Oscar worthy? I don't know.
She has the potential to.
After
seeing her, and she wasn't in Black Mass much, but she was really good in it.
I think after seeing this, my opinion has definitely changed about her acting ability. Because if you would have just shown me 50 Shades of Grey and I never saw anything else that she was in, I'd have been like, she ain't got much.
I even saw potential. That was a terrible movie, but I saw potential in her in that.
Well, and here's the thing,
she
like,
had some good comedy parts in it.
and I think she's gonna have a similar thing with Kristen Stewart, where Kristen Stewart kind of gets better in those roles as she got on in the movies. They weren't great, but from Twilight to the Breaking Dawn movies, you could tell there was an arc where she'd gotten better into the role. And I think with the 50 Shades of Grey movie, you'll see a similar thing where she kind of gets more into the role. And
Are they actually making the other two?
Yeah, they just cast Kim Basinger as like
his
Christian
Grey's
ex,
mentor.
or
Yeah, the one that got him
the
into...
child abuser.
Yeah.
I'd have thought it'd been funny if they would have done Melanie Griffith.
No.
Amazing.
Missed opportunity! Missed opportunity right there! Because everybody wants to see Melanie Griffith in tight spandex these days, right?
Finally give us that sequel to Milk Money. That movie's great.
All right. Milk Money was good. There we go. I stand corrected. Melanie Griffith has had decent roles. But yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible film. It's not a great film. It's watchable. That's really all I can say about that.
Bye.
Cheers.